The following program is a live podcast with hospitality individuals and chefs who are real people. Topics may include drinking, occasional vitamin use, choreographed violence, Appalachian humor, politics, comic books, ghosts, overindulgence, polyamory, theft, obstruction of justice, bleeding wounds, and more. These things some people may find offensive, but are not limited to what may offend some people but not others. The show does occasionally use language that would be not safe for work. But it's how real people talk, and like we said in the first line of the warning, these are real people. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please call our comment line at 860-744-4767. Thank you.
Don't smell like a turtle cage.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean what's wrong with? What's wrong with you?
No, what's wrong with you?
No, what's wrong with you? You're projecting.
Drop it.
You drop it. You stop projecting on me. Why don't you go enjoy yourself while I go ice my balls and spit up blood?
Drop it!
Team player.
Hey, maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events, but we just got our asses kicked, pal.
Yeah, big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
A sign. Those proportions are correct.
Nice muscles, Tyler, dude.
I actually give a whole talk about treating our work like an athletic event. And when you see it that way, doesn't mean you don't have fun. And I mean, having a shift drink and hanging with the people you just did battle with should never be taken away. But I mean, what's wrong with like calling that out a little bit? It almost feels like our industry is growing up a little bit. And I know it's easy to hold on to what was and to really glorify it. And I liked the School of Hard Knocks. I liked how hard life was. I felt like I was doing something not a lot of people could handle. But it doesn't mean it needs to be the norm. And I think that to have that stuff challenged, I don't think is that awful.
I admit I don't look like the athlete of the day supposed to look. My belly's just a little big, my hand is just a little big, but brother, I am bad and they know I'm bad. And there were two bad people. One was John Wayne and he's dead, brother, and the other one's right here.
If you just shut the fuck up for 30 seconds, you might learn something.
Welcome to Homer Food Live. #1 live digital audio industry show for chefs by chefs. Hosted by multi-time Food Network winner and award-winning chef, Chef Plum, and culinary veteran, star of the Food Saver commercial, Chef Jeff. So wrap, date, and rotate because the boys are about to set your Nissan laws. Here are the Good Brothers.
Let you guys all know what's going on because our friend Stacy Rae, a new friend's gonna be hanging out with us tonight. She's telling us all about CBD and Chippendales, something like that. Is that what I heard, Jeffy? I mean, I know you're there waiting to be jumped in here and pulled in here, but honestly, buddy, I'm a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm hoping you can tell me about it, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me now is a gentleman who is a father. He may have 14 children, as far as we know. He himself is a multi-time Emmy nominee. By the way, if you don't know, this is the only professional chef podcast that is hosted by multi-time Emmy nominees. Hopefully, after June 8th this year, there will be an Emmy win, which we'd really like as well. This gentleman has survived COVID. This gentleman has survived cancer. This gentleman may or may not have been a Chippendales dancer in a former life. Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Jeffy's here. There he is. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Working my moves.
Oh, you're working your moves, huh? Ooh. Sorry, I was a little bit late getting to the party. You know how it goes sometimes. It's the way the world works.
No,
right?
Hey, man, listen, we're happy you're here. We're happy you made it. Chef Plum took a red-eye flight overnight to make it to this podcast.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's sunburnt. He had to crawl back. His Jeep flipped in the desert. It was insane.
Let me show you something. Hold on. Let me.
What are you doing? What? Oh, take it off. Look, it's a Chippendales episode, ladies and gentlemen. Chef Plum's taking off the clothes. It's getting wild in here.
As you can see how burnt I am here.
Look at you, rock a lobster.
You see
Look at
that's
this
all
guy.
burnt up. Look at that, right?
Yeah, dude.
Unbelievable.
You look blotchy.
What?
You look like you were allergic to it the sun.
I don't have cancer, Jeff.
Just teasing.
Why are you
I'm just
saying
teasing.
that?
But no. So hey, tonight we have a great guest.
Yeah, you've been really excited about this one for a while now.
Yeah, well, we met through podcastguest.com. Shout out to those guys. Thanks a lot for having them introduce us. And Stacy, she just wrote us a cool email. We were on the platform looking for guests. Yeah. She wrote in, and I just couldn't get enough of what she said. She had just so much energy. She's done so much stuff, like food wise. She's like like she writes sitcoms. I mean, she wrote.
Let you go for a minute. I was going to throw you a lifeline, but I was like, nah, let him go. Let him go.
Yeah, well, it's like I have a hard time with words. That's why I host a podcast with you. It's great. No, but seriously, she's super fun, and she knows so much about CBD, which is opposite spectrum of what I like to do. I'm a THC guy.
You're a vitamin guy.
I'm a vitamin guy. I like to use the THC. I like to get really.
But I was a CBD guy for a little bit. You and I both talked about this.
Absolutely, yeah, I know. I remember you were a CBD guy. But I like to get as high as a giraffe's tail, and
sure,
these and the CBD is the opposite side of that. It's all the fun effects,
okay,
or the health effects, like the actual vitamins when you call it vitamins, but not the stony baloney.
Wow, stony baloney is something I've never heard before. I'm excited to have a lot of fun. We're gonna jump to her here shortly and talk to her. I can't wait to find out more and become her friend. She has a beautiful smile. I can see her in the green room right now. I want to apologize for being late for you, Stacy. I can't wait to talk to you here in a minute. But first, two things I want to chat about coming up. This Memorial Day, Memorial Day. I mixed up Labor Day, Memorial Day. I always mix the two up.
Memorial.
Right? May. My wife said, remember May, Memorial Day, because the M and Labor Day is later.
Yep, that's how I do it. That's exactly how I do. See, me and your wife are kindred spirits.
No, I told you that like weeks ago. You were like, "Oh, you blew my mind." Don't tell me it's how you do it. You do it because we told you.
No. That's how I do it. I've always done it that way.
It's not true.
It's absolutely true.
It's not true.
It's absolutely true.
The first time I said that to you, Jeff, I have video of your reaction.
Do you like hot fudge sundaes?
That was
your reaction.
Listen, because I wanted to know if you liked hot fudge sundaes. It had nothing to do with the fact that I knew what I knew. It was Dan, your other best friend, not me. You were talking to another guy.
Is that what it was?
And they knew about it because
Memorial Day weekend. We're going to be hanging out down in Southampton, New York. It's going to be a lot of fun. Dan's Taste right there. It's going to be the rosé soiree happening. We can't wait. They just did a nice article on me. Did you see that? That was really cool.
I did see that. Putting it over our good friends at 7X Beef.
That's right. Our friends at 7X are hooking it up. We're going to do some really fun stuff right there. It's going to be a fun event. Excited to be there. Lots of people. We did ask if we could live stream the whole thing, and they haven't responded yet. So in my mind, that's a yes.
Yes. I think yes. Anything but a no is a yes, right? I mean, that's how I
always have to go to the gauge for things like this and see what he thinks. Chef Dan, is that a yes if they don't answer?
That is 100% a yes, without a doubt.
Yes, that's a yes. That's a yes.
Thank you, Dan.
Let's go. We're going live stream it. It's going to be wonderful.
I would like to report that today or this morning, whenever it was, I was on the red eye back. First of all, if you are a person who carries all of your luggage on a plane, go get AIDS and kill yourself. I hate people who do this. Let me explain to you why. Stacy made a face too. I saw her. Listen, here's the reason why. Some of us are broad-shouldered gentlemen who have to sit on the end seats, right? And then when you walk by, not only are you hitting me with all of your luggage when I'm trying to sleep, or you're hitting me with other body parts that you may have. These people don't know how to put the luggage in the overhead carry things, right? Me and this other dude got up because they couldn't get this one bin closed. This dude got up. We played Jenga. We got the whole thing to fit and work like Tetris, right?
That's right.
And then, you know what I did? In typical Plum fashion, I made it so everybody started clapping for him. We all started clapping for this dude. That's
the whole plane? Yes.
The whole plane.
That's amazing.
It was awesome. So
that's amazing. Did you get a coupon for doing the work of the flight attendants?
I should have. That would have been
excellent. It's always interesting when I see a pedestrian, hop in there like that.
Thanks for bringing the energy down, Jeff. We appreciate that.
It's like somebody gets up as a server and starts like pouring the water at their own table. It's like, what are you doing? Like, what's happening right now?
So bottom line is this. We fixed all that stuff, and Dave's chiming in on Instagram right now, and he is saying, not their fault you have broad shoulders, sir. Listen, It is their fault, right? All right, it is their fault. We have the nice seats. We have the big, row 3 is a good seat, and they're coming by, and I'm sitting there minding my business. And literally, I've had everything from somebody's hip hit me to lots of suitcases to backpacks to someone's small child. They swung their small child into me, which was amazing. Yeah, I had a gentleman. We're about to get to the Chippendales part yet, but I've had body parts that probably I don't want on my shoulder be on my shoulder. Maybe I do want on my shoulder. I'm married a long time. No one's judging. Whatever's here is here, right?
No one's
free
judging.
game.
Whatever you're into.
Turn the lights off. Ignore the Adam's apple and shut your mouth. I get it. I'm fine with that, right?
Dude,
it's all good. The bottom line
what did
is
he
this.
do? That's what I want to know.
The bottom line is this. We made them all clap. It was amazing. And if you haven't been to Arizona, Sedona, oh my God. It's one of the most remarkable places I've ever been in my life. It was unbelievable. I drove, Dan, I haven't told you this, a 14-mile dirt road in a canyon about 1,000 feet off the ground where the road constantly gets washed out with my family in a Jeep. 14 miles to get to a crazy-ass waterfall. It was amazing. And they tell you, don't get hurt because no one's coming to get you.
That sounds terrible.
It was
I've
amazing.
seen that movie 127 hours. I don't know if I want to mess with that, man.
Exactly.
That is scary.
God, are you there? Yeah.
Yeah, like what's happening?
Your daughter's arm off.
Well, and then my family made fun of me because we didn't have any pocket knives. I was like, I'm not going into the woods without a pocket knife. We're just not going to do that. And they were like, oh, there's Dad, wants to help people, wants to be the fixer, wants to, And I'm like, listen, you can call me whatever you want. The bottom line is I'm not going to be the guy in the storyline who's out in the woods with his family, doesn't have a pocket knife, nothing to start a fire with, and no cord and no water. I'm not going to be that guy. You can make fun
I got
of me
all that shit on my new jug that I got. Has all
Everybody
that.
has it somewhere.
And a
But when you
compass.
fly on a flight that you can't bring all that shit, you have to make do with what you got. And let me tell you something right now. I was actually sending, and then Dan, I know you don't ever look at this shit, but I sent you coordinates to where I was in Arizona if you couldn't find me, and you too, Jeff. Now, maybe that's not the two worst people on the planet to find me because you guys would get like, oh, a fucking squirrel, something shiny while you're looking. But
You mean Army veteran? I would have came out there. I'd have threw a bandana on. I'd have walked to Arizona, and I would have found you and your whole family. I'd arrested y'all. I'd had water for you guys.
Already fucked up. You already fucked up. By the time you walk to Arizona, Dan, I'm dead.
I walked really fast. You guys have walked with me. You guys have walked with me. I walked really fast.
I'm just telling you. So it was a fantastic trip. You haven't been yet, and shout out to my wife. She did a phenomenal job planning that whole trip. It was amazing. So listen, before we get the show moving, I also want to tell everybody about this. This is happening. This is really fun. Father's Day weekend, we're going to be at Mohegan Sun. It is their barbecue fest. A lot of fun. I'm hosting the main stage. I'm doing a demo 2 days. It's going to be a really fun event this year. I just had a conversation with them this afternoon. Really looking forward to it. If you're a country music fan, which Jeffy is a massive country music fan.
Huge.
It's going to be really fun. I don't have a flyer to put up for it yet because there isn't one because it's not till June. But don't worry, we're going to keep talking about it more. It's going to be a great event. You got to be there to check this one out. It's going to be really fun.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that. Yeah, no, barbecue. It was a great time last year. We had a blast.
We did.
The live music.
Yeah, it was a really fun event. Really, really fun event. And also, week after next, I'm co-hosting the Anna and Raven national show. Co-hosting all week with them, with Anna. Should be fun.
What is that? What's the name of that station?
Well, it's Star 99 here, but it's all over the country. So
nice.
it's the Anna and Raven show, which will change
Anna
into
and
Anna and Chef Plum in the morning, which is great. Morning radio. Come on. My return to FM radio after leaving the NPR.
I'm excited.
I'm
excited. You're going to be in the big chair?
In the big chair. She'll be in the big chair. I'll be in the medium chair.
The medium chair. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool, though. I like that.
That's totally the right idea. Trust me. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Just tell her you don't know me.
Yeah, she doesn't like you, Dan.
No, she doesn't like you at all.
I don't like you right now either, but we'll talk about that later.
I know.
Joining us right now is a lady who is way smarter than all three of us sitting here right now. She has written books. She has a fantastic smile. I can already see her in the green room. She is a genius when it comes to CBD and apparently Chippendales, which I'm a little curious about myself because I know, listen, I don't know if you've told her your history yet, Jeffy, but you know.
No, I haven't. I didn't tell her anything about my dancing, and I'm at the crowds of people that gather around when I shake it. I mean, it's
crowds.
It's pretty wild.
It's incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, joining the program right now, our new friend, Stacy Rae.
Hey!
Stacy, I apologize for my tardiness, but I am here now and excited to talk to you. How are you? I'm Chef Plum. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Chef Plum. I'm Stacy Rae. I've got my tea.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good
I've
news
got my
is that
tea.
your name is underneath your picture, so I can always remember your name when we see it that way.
Very good.
Stacy, what part of the world are you in?
I'm in the Midwest. I'm in the heart of America. I'm in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay,
Oh.
okay. I flew over Kansas City recently. Great barbecue
you?
in Kansas City.
Oh, they
you ever
have
been
great
to Arizona?
I have a long time ago when I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's
not
awesome.
recently.
Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
Is Missouri the show me state?
It is.
Chippendales is starting to make so much sense.
Well, I mean, originally, just so you know, I'm a Cali girl. I was born in Santa Monica.
Love Santa Monica.
So that's my home. I was born in. So I had a multi-ethnic upbringing, and so I kind of lived like the two different worlds. Actually, my grandmother was half chef, half shaman, and she taught me all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
It's like where's he at? Hang on. It's him. Jeff.
Really? You're half
Jeff
chef?
is a shaman.
Well,
more of a
I love
druid.
you.
I'm known to be spiritual. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that was my grandma, Julia. I mean, she was she was quite an inspiration for me, and she kind of taught me about plants, not pills.
Okay.
You know,
I want to get into that. But first, I was hoping you could tell us, give us the Reader's Digest version of what you do now, just so people kind of have a general feeling, an idea of kind of what it is that you do now with all your shaman studies.
Well, well, I do a couple of things now. My real passion is I'm a foodie. I mean, I plumb love foods. What can I say? Okay. But I'm a foodie, and I incorporate CBD in foods, in drinks. And I actually had all these health issues that brought me to CBD. So I learned all this stuff and got the help of doctors and wrote a book with, the support of doctors. And so I kind of write recipes for all kinds of things, like recipes for beautiful skin, and recipes for food and for drink and for your dogs and your cats, and all kinds of stuff. So for restful night, for good night's sleep, for kissable lips, I do all that stuff. So that sort of led me to my book, and that's sort of what I'm about, actually. But also, I moonlight as a paralegal, and I help poor people who can't afford legal defense. And I'm a expert federal criminal defense paralegal.
Okay, so you're out here saving the world. We appreciate that. We like the fact you're out there saving the world. Jack of all trades, big fan of that. Talk about some of the health issues you had, and if you don't mind, can you give us obviously, maybe I'm the only one here, but like just a layman's definition for some people who are listening to this in the podcast version or whatever, who maybe like CBD. Obviously, there's no THC in that, right?
Well, there is technically, it stands for cannabidiol, and there's technically 0.3% THC allowed in hemp-derived CBD, which, by the way, is federally legal from the 2018 Farm Bill. So there can be zero to a trace of it, and it's legal. And so you can, I actually feel it when I take the CBD, but I'm into the hemp-derived because I started out when I was much younger, and when I was a hippie in Oregon. I left California and moved to Oregon, and so I learned all kinds of stuff about marijuana and how the hippies used it as their medicine and extracted it, and then I cooked with it, and I canned it, and I grew it, and I smoked it, and I ate it, and so that was like my foundation back when I was a kid. So it was kind of bizarre.
A lot of things you can do with this stuff, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I did so many things with it because the hippies were these. It was so crazy because I met these hippies, and they lived on this commune, and they were these Southern California dropouts. So they were Beverly Hills and Hollywood dropouts that were these highly educated people who just wanted to live a cleaner's life off the grid. And so they grew everything, and it was just so wild. So they were so educated, and they taught me all kinds of good stuff. So, so I actually had some pictures here. I was talking to Jeff about it, but I grew I don't know if you can see it, but look at all that food. I grew all that food. I canned everything, and I put, I grew like almost 300 quarts of food.
Wow. I wish we had the picture we could throw up on the screen, but let's see if we can make you big screen so we can see. That's pretty amazing. Look at that, huh?
Let's see. There you go. Yeah.
That's a serious pantry.
Oh my God. It was so, and that stuff, like I put marijuana in my salsa, in my in my Italian sauce. I made pickled pot.
I love
it. So I did all of that stuff.
Wow.
And I got them, I just thought no one's going to ever believe that I did all this. So I took all these pictures. Here's one other picture I was just going to show you. This shows when I was like a hippie doing all my stuff here. It's kind of, I could probably take it out of the
screen.
It's
hard to see.
I wish we had these pictures we could put up on the screen. It'd be awesome.
I know. I didn't have that. Well, here's one of them. This was on Harvest Day. Oops.
Come on over
there.
There
You go. There it is. Oh.
How old are you there?
18.
Okay.
Wow.
I know.
That's great. Look at all that weed, though. That's a big pile.
That was my wheelbarrow weed Harvest Day. Yeah.
Ever any legal troubles with this back in the day? Like any legal problems with this?
Okay, so you're gonna crack up when you hear this. Okay, so I left California. I left California. It was so smoggy, so bad. And I left California, and I was and before I left, I picked up a hitchhiker, like you're supposed to do.
Oh, what?
And yeah, I know. All right. And so I picked up this hitchhiker, and he was from Oregon, and he said, "Oh man, I'm just leaving my, I'm just moving." I met him in Ventura, California, because I lived in Santa Barbara too. And so he says, "Oh man, I just left Oregon, and I need more money because there's no money up there." And he says, "So I said, well, wait a minute, I'd love to live where where did you live?" So he says, "Well, I lived in Eugene," and he says, "Yeah, you could rent one of my rooms. Like, there's two other people who live in the house." And I said, "Well, okay, I'm a teenager," and he says, "Yeah, but there's house rules." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" And he goes, "Well, there's two rules before you could move in that house." And I said, "Well, what are they?" And he goes, "Well, the first one is you have to be a vegetarian." And I went, "All right, I'll be a vegetarian." And I go, "What's the second rule?" And he goes, "Well, the second rule is you have to smoke pot." I go, "Why do I have to smoke pot?" And he goes, "Well, because supposedly during this time they had laws in these parts of Eugene, Oregon that allowed you to have one pot plant per person. And so there was going to be 3 people there, and they wanted their 3 pot allotment."
Got it. So you have three. Okay, gotcha.
You can have 3, and they're huge, like trees,
Yeah.
So I go, "All right, I'll smoke pot," So that's how. That's how I got up there, and it was just like the best education in the world. I immediately started teaching cooking, of course, Mexican food and international food cooking for the city of Eugene, and then I got into all things food. And I met the hippies in the commune and started growing all my own food. And I mean, I made, since I know Jeff likes vitamins, I made my own vitamins. I made my own vitamin C. I would pick rose hips.
Oh, wow.
Grind them.
Yeah.
And put them in gelatin capsules.
I love it.
And make all my own vitamins. And then this is how I was over the edge. Then I bought whole wheat in a big bag, and I have a grinder. I actually have a picture of me grinding the wheat. And so I made my own.
You would buy like literal whole wheat, like whole grain.
Wheat berries. Wheat berries.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and toasted them. And then I ground it into a flour. And so and then I had a wood stove that I cut the wood and cooked it in the wood stove even, And at the time, since I was really young and I had this much older boyfriend, he turned 30, right? So, of course, in my normal style of like, I want to overdo and make everything the best it can be, I made him 30 different pies. Different. One for every year he was alive. Well, I don't know how long it took me, but I had to grind.
I was like,
but I had to grind the wheat. And then I picked all the fruits because we had.
You were like the original
trees.
pioneer woman. You know that.
Well, I'm not the OG. I'm the OH. I'm the original hippie.
Oh.
Okay, you guys, look at here. Okay, look at that. Here I am climbing up the ladder and picking my cherries and my pears and my peaches and everything. And so I used the fruit that I picked from the trees, and I made him a different pie. Every pie was different. I made a custard because, of course, I milked the cow and I made the butter, right? So I made a custard from scratch. So I had like a custard with cherries and a custard with blackberries and a custard with blueberries and an apple and everything. So I was crazy freaky, like over the edge.
Not a lot of money in that house, huh?
No, I lived in a shack. I lived in this Weyerhaeuser shack, and
listen,
it was
I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest, Stacey. I'll ask you about this too because it's all fascinating, and there's no better way to learn than just to do it, right? And you learn that way. You trial and error. You do it, you mess up. You do it, you mess up. You finally get it right. Which was you kind of answered my question I'm about to ask, but like I asked this of everybody, and it's not like a defensive question or anything. But I'm a chef for 30 years. You know, someone tells me they write a cookbook. I'm like, why do you think you can write a cookbook?
No, that's a really great question because I could.
Broadcaster.
Because I can. You know, like because I can, because anybody can just, you know, if you and it's like this, it's the same reason I decided, I'm going to manufacture Mexican food and make salsa and enchiladas and manufacture it and put it in the store and have distribution with 35 stores because I could. You know, like I just thought I'm going to just do it. So I wrote another cookbook. Actually, this is the one I've never got published. It was the first one I never got published. And it was like my Mexican food, my Southwestern stuff. And which is, look at this. I was the pepper lady. These are all my pepper icons.
Did you draw
that I have? No, my husband did when I was married. He drew them. So I had little pepper icons. So I wrote. This was the first one with inspiration from my grandma, which I never got published because I thought, well, I mean, I have family recipes. I can write those down. You know, we keep our family recipes. So I wrote those down, and they never got that published because everybody has a grandma, and everybody, you know, nobody wanted to do that. So, of course, you know, I don't know how I
got a feeling, Stacey, you know where a couple bodies are. That's what I'm feeling right now. Like, I think you know where some bodies are. That's what look, Dan's not. Hold on a second. Am I wrong, Dan?
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe too. There's a couple stashed out there.
Like the way she said, when I was
she's
married.
in Missouri now. Some shit went down in Oregon.
Yeah.
Well, she said when I was married.
She moved a lot.
She didn't say I got divorced or my husband. She said when I was married, as if like something happened.
He's just gone.
Yeah.
We're not gonna bring it up. Listen, it's up to you. It's all
we got
good.
a divorce. Hey, I was married a very long time, and you know, I didn't have a lot of fun. I took care of a lot of people. That's what I did. And then when I got divorced, I really started having fun. You know, I mean, I never really had fun and didn't have a real happy kind of marriage. So, but I had a lot more fun once I got divorced, and I just like was unglued. Yeah, and so I'm a licensed cosmetologist too, on top of all my other I know, right? But I mean, I have been for years. I just never, I never dropped my license, so I'm really into beauty and stuff. My mom was a fashion model. And she used to be a runway and a print model. She's blonde hair, green eyes, tall, skinny.
Do you have children?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there CBD like cosmetics as well?
Oh yeah, big time. Like because they have done all these studies about CBD and how it helps your skin on a cellular level. Like it rebuilds your skin on a cellular level. So I put it on my face every single day.
Wow.
Every day I use CBD oil. I do. And I do all this exfoliation and because I know all the ways to take care of your skin. But the CBD really moisturizes it and it helps rebuild your skin. And it's also really, I used to, like I said, I worked in this barbershop, this high-end barbershop for many years. I was a personal pamperer for men. So I know about the men pampering. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm it. And so the guys are always...
Stacey, you've done everything... people make fun of me all the time because I start a lot of stories with, when I used to work and I do that. And like at work where I work now, everyone goes, what the hell have you never done? And I feel like I've met my match. You literally have done. I've never, you're a paralegal, you're a cosmetologist.
Jeff definitely knows where a body is, so it kind of makes a lot of sense.
Hey, we might know where the same bodies are.
Allegedly. By the way, on Instagram, Chef Dave is chiming in and says, I have to look over here to read it. He says, I have a CBD mask, a CBD face mist, and a mask he uses every day. Oh, okay.
Yay! I love that.
Also, a shout to Frankie Mariano's chiming in saying, put original hippie on a t-shirt. And he also says, that's a lot of weed. Yeah, there we go.
No, I forgot the t-shirt. Sorry. Yeah, that would be so cool. I know.
That'd be amazing.
I know. That's what I am. I'm the OH, you guys. The OH.
The OH, original hippie. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen. Let's talk about this book for a little bit because I think we've got Dan, you got some pictures of some recipes and stuff in the book, don't you, Dan?
Oh, yes, I do.
He's going to throw them out there so we can talk about it here. Let me pull Jeff down so we can see it. There we go.
Yeah, here's my book. You mean In the Kitchen with the CBD Recipe Guru book, you mean? That book?
That book right there, In the Kitchen
Yeah.
with the CBD Recipe Guru. That's right.
Ooh, that's cilantro pesto.
Yeah.
That's so good. And oh, you guys, it is probably, it's probably one of my favorite recipes. And I'll tell you why, because my grandma Julia would kind of start out with certain foods, and she started out because they couldn't afford pistachios with pepitas, pumpkin seeds. So I swapped it up and put pistachios. But anyhow, it's basically a luscious nut butter that's made with ground up pistachios and cashews, like a powder.
Sure.
And then to that, basically, I add, which sounds really weird, but I add lettuce and cilantro, and for like a carrier. Lettuce is the carrier, like romaine lettuce.
Yeah.
And then cilantro, parsley, Parmesan cheese, olive oil, a lot of garlic, white pepper, and it's like this luscious nut butter that you can serve it, just like I have there on bread, but like you can put it in hot pasta, mashed potatoes, make little
grilled chicken would be delicious on that.
Oh, grilled chicken. Oh yeah, pork. It's just so good. I mean, just with the spoon, yum.
I mean, you live in Missouri, so you're far away from the ocean, so I don't trust you with seafood. But
hey, I was born in Santa Monica, so hey, I know my
California
seafood.
Girl.
Okay, I'm a
California
Cali.
girl,
I'm a Cali. Yeah.
But something like that on some scallops, Dan. Wouldn't you? That sounds delicious. Some scallops, right?
Ooh, yeah, that would be good on scallops. I like the addition of the romaine. I think that was a good because it's hearty enough, but it doesn't have enough flavors. It'll level
Gives that
everything out.
body.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
good.
the carrier. It kind of carries it all together. It helps it. And well, if you have the warm scallops or the shrimp, or even a piece of fish, you just put it on and it kind of sort of melts a little bit because it's got the it's got the oil in there, and it's just really nice. It's very.
We have a carrier on this program too. Here's our carrier. His name's Chef Jeffy. He allegedly
Patient
carries-
zero. That's the kind of carrier I am.
Right there. Dan, what else you got for us to take a peek at? Oh,
The,
sorry, buddy.
do you whip it with the CBD oil? Like, where's the CBD addition to this?
I put it in, like, once I mix it all together. See, the thing about CBD that you have to, and I know Jeff knows this because he works with THC, and I'm sure the properties are very much the same as far as it will degrade at over 320 degrees.
Yep.
So you have to really be careful. So I always say use it in a cool way, not a hot way.
Do you decarbolize it?
No, because
Jeff, you threw a word out there, and everybody knows what that means. Say what that means.
Decarbolize.
Whoa! What just happened?
I'm like
all this wire just spelled it, Stacey. Did you see that happen?
Decarboxylate.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes,
thank you so much. This is what, see?
The arrow window popped up. We should have that. As
yeah, exactly. I was like,
but
you want to tell them what it is, Stacy?
Well, it changes the composition of the psychoactive element in it.
Okay.
And so it's not going to get you as high if you don't decarboxylate it. If you do, then it does. But because I'm using CBD, it's a moot point. So I use tinctures to cook with. Mm-hmm. And so, because it seems to be a really easy thing. So in my book, I have two little icons, like a green one and a blue one. And the green is for oil and the blue is for water soluble. But for the most part, water soluble works with every recipe. But sometimes you have to be really careful because people just put oil like in a liquid drink and it separates because water and oil don't mix.
Yeah,
so you're wasting your product. You're wasting your money. I mean, I did a whole podcast on coffee. I made this really great Spanish type coffee, but no alcohol in it. But I rimmed the glass with lemon and then brown sugar for coffee, right?
Yeah.
And then I put the coffee in the cup, but I use different kinds of creams and almond milk or cashew. I like hemp seed milk, and I put different milks in there like that. But yeah, it was really good. But if you use just your oil and drop it in, by the time you drink your coffee, the whole inside of the glass is all shiny because that's where the oil is left.
Right. It's
so
left
you need water soluble. Yeah. So
is that alcohol based? You're water soluble? Like how are you getting it to become water soluble? What kind of extraction, I guess?
Well, right. There's not a lot of places that do that. Mm-hmm. And so I go with American Shaman because they have a great nanotechnology which kind of presses the oil into
I totally
tiny
know what
little.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they don't use any other, chemicals or alcohol extractions. It's very natural.
But for
and
our
it's-
friends at home, nanotechnology is they basically take the
tiny robots.
They take the
Iron
oil
Man
molecules and they break them up really small, and then they suspend them in an emulsifier that is water soluble. So, like for instance, tapioca maltodextrin. Think of so you can take oil, put it in tapioca maltodextrin. It'll suspend the tapioca maltodextrin, turns it into a powder, and then that powder becomes more psychoavailable or more available in your system because it doesn't have to go through your stomach. It's like a new technology. It's cool that it's in CBD as well. I think it's really it's like
ladies and
it makes
gentlemen,
a lot.
Professor Jeffy right there.
Yay!
That was incredible.
Science.
Well, and
he messed
Bro
with the first
science.
word. He messed with that first word, but he made the whole thing back with that whole explanation right there. That was crazy. Chef Dave chiming in on Instagram says popcorn salt, bro. There we go.
Ooh.
Thanks, dog.
Yeah.
Not
I
bad.
like that. I love the technology for marijuana and for CBD because I feel it's the future. It's renewable. It's our it's the way to stay healthy and be healthy.
Yeah, no, actually, a lot of the legacy farmers and the legal farmers that I've talked to really all have like a line or two of CBD weed that they'll grow. Like that's like their medical side for people who don't want to get so high and stuff like that. In fact, the farm that I work with, they grew a couple different strains. I can't remember the names of them right now, but they actually smoked well. Like they tasted delicious, and people that I know who didn't like get high, I gave away the joints to a bunch of people, like CBD joints.
Nice.
I mean, it would get them
love that.
light high, because like you said, it's a full spectrum. When you're smoking the hemp, it's a full spectrum. You might get a tiny bit of THC, but it's not going to be like crazy. So it's like a nice, like, I don't want to say gateway because I don't want to give it the wrong idea, but it's a nice way to kind of break the ice into the marijuana world or into the cannabis medicine side of the world, because there's a lot of stress relief and stuff like that can come from using cannabis, and people are starting obviously all over the world to use it more and more and more. But
Jeffy's very excited. You see, he's just flying this plane all over the place.
Well, I mean, not everybody wants to get high.
Exactly.
And there's and not to say that I'm not telling anyone what to do or not to do, what's right or wrong. It's up to you. In moderation, I think most everything is fine. But I think that people don't realize that the medicinal side of cannabis is CBD. And like here we've got cannabis, this plant, and then we have different subspecies. We've got, marijuana, we have hemp, we have ruderalis. So we have these other species, and so there's more THC in marijuana, and a small amount of CBD in marijuana, but there's more CBD in hemp and a very small amount of THC in hemp.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that's so great is that when marijuana and hemp get in the same room, like, the entourage effect happens and they get really happy because they're made for each other in a way, because the THC boosts the CBD medicinal powers, and the CBD knocks down the psychoactive effect of the THC. So people who want to really enjoy the benefits of cannabis, but they're afraid to like get high and like pass out and never come back to the world again.
Absolutely.
I mean, so they're afraid to do that. But if they realize that if they do like maybe a 1-to-1 ratio of THC and CBD, they're not going to get it that high because of this whole entourage effect that's going to happen. And you're going to get the benefits with the more, spectrum and more benefits. Their whole endocannabinoid system is going to get balanced out. And anyhow, I'm sorry, I don't mean to go on like that, but
listen, I just want to tell you, recently I had some Nerds Rope in a recent past few years, and I woke up after having said Nerds Rope at a casino, and I was playing the Ellen DeGeneres slot machine. I was up about $28.50, and it was a 4D slot machine. $28. Don't get excited, Stacy.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa, wait.
However, as a person who doesn't come from that world very much, when I was younger, I smoked lots of weed and things, but not so much anymore. Probably because when I was younger, it would just make me tired, and I don't like that feeling. But at the time, I was with a good brother of ours, and I had this Nerds Rope that was it had THC in it, and anyway, everything kind of just went into slow motion, almost like a comic book pages. The next 2 hours of my life, like just reading different frames of a comic book. It wasn't fun. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that out of controlness at all. Right. It's just not good.
I know.
And,
I agree.
So
it's more psychoactive too when you eat it. So
well, right.
Like you
so
probably were
my
kind of like
point
tripping
is,
out a little. Like you probably were living like you were in a comic book. You were,
it
like,
was nuts.
flipping
And then
through
my
life.
wife texted me, and I was like, "Oh shit, what do I do now?" And like, I was like, so I just sent her a bunch of letters and a couple of like exclamation points or something. It was a whole situation. Yeah, I was like, I actually spelled that out. And said that to her that night. I was like, like my shoes were hard to untie, and I was like, my God, my toothbrush is here, and I was like, why is my toothbrush here? And it took me like 5 minutes to realize I was in my room. Anyway, all of that aside, none of that stuff's gonna happen with recipes in this book, right?
Absolutely, none of that's. You're not gonna get. You're gonna get healthy, not high, and you can still decide on your own what intensity of your CBD that you're going to want to use, like 300 milligram, 500. You can still use a fair amount. So I give people some really, I kind of hold their hands like this is a learn, buy, use, cook kind of book. So you're kind of learning about it, you're learning how to use it, buy it, and then cook with it. And at the beginning, I got to tell you something that's really going to be fun, you guys. I have 2 doctors who support my book, and I have embedded, because I love doing audio work, voice work. So I wrote these scripts for both doctors and myself, and I have these QR codes in my book, and so you put, everybody knows you get your cell phone and you put it over it, and boom, it takes you to the website that the person's already, that they've already recorded so I have like a talking book here. So you have a doctor the doctor tells you about the endocannabinoid system, dosing factors, dosing dilemmas, side effects. Dr. Carroll tells you about mindful breathing and why you have anxiety and stress, how physiologically CBD helps you with that. So
how did you meet these doctors? Who are these doctors?
I'm a minister. I got online for $49.
Oh no! Well, one of them I met actually at my mother's nursing home. He was a doctor at a friend that was there. Yeah, and he's a medical doctor. He's actually an orthopedic and a pain specialist, and I mean he's a brilliant guy. And then the other one actually is a doctor of nursing practice, and it's my cousin. And she is from California, and she's brilliant. So between the 2 of them, there's almost like 60 years worth of experience that they have. So they totally sanction the book.
Where can we find this book right now?
It's on Amazon, and you can. Oh, thank you. You can get it on Amazon, and you can also get it on my website on cbdrecipeguru.com. So you could get it there as well. And I have some cooking classes. Oh yeah, that is the walnut feta cheese. Salad.
Looks
it's really
great.
Yummy with this.
Delicious. Is there a little mint in there? I'm seeing.
No, it's just like some greens and cucumbers. Actually, the lawyers I work for, this is one of their favorite salads. I make it with this broccoli cottage cheese casserole.
Wait, does the people you work for make you cook for them?
No, but I have in the past because I try to. I make everybody be my guinea pig. Like, okay, sit down and eat my food. What do you?
Really quick, Dan, throw that picture back up because I want to know if you guys know exactly what I'm going to say right now to her. What the chef is going to say right now.
Oh my God, what is he going to say?
Get those goddamn nuts off the rim of the plate. They shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I was going to say the nuts on the rim.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't like
off the rim of the plate.
He has no art to him. He just
I put those there on purpose.
I'm the same way. I would do that same thing, and he would get angry.
The rim of the plate is for the server, not for the cook.
That makes sense. Yeah, that is very true. Yeah.
Thank you. And she knows doctor stuff. She has 2 doctors you can QR.
I know doctor stuff.
You can call them right now.
Right now.
Listen, let's call these doctors and say, hey, if I'm serving just you 2 guys and you got my big clean mitts and I'm holding the plate by the bottom and I slide that sucker down, but it looks like art on a plate. Like we're talking sex on a plate, baby.
That's okay. All right, here we go. This is a beautiful looking salad as well. I saw this picture here. It's like a take on a mozzarella tomato salad. Let's get those olives off of there. That's no reason for that. But I like the avocado there, which is great.
Thank you.
You like the avocado.
Yeah, it's called Que Rico Avocado Caprese Salad.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, and I named it after a friend of mine whose name is Rico.
But you named the salad. Okay, that's cool. That's
I know.
Awesome.
I really like in my Chippendale books. Boy, did I name all the.
Oh, we're gonna go there in a second. That's exactly what I'm.
Yum. Oh, that's so good. I have that in my freezer. I should go get a piece and show you.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's so good. It's it's like a hot buttered rum cake. And I'm telling you what, it's got pecans and stuff. But like you get high, I get more high off eating that cake than I do smoking a joint.
Wow.
You know? I mean, because it's got a lot of rum in it. It's got rum in the batter, and then
Send you
when
my
it's
address.
and then before you turn it right side up, you get these long skewers and you poke all these holes in it, right? And then you make your own kind of sugar syrup kind of mixture. I put vanilla in it and a lot of rum, and then I slowly pour it into those holes, and then once it's all nice and beautiful and happy, I turn it upside down, and it's just oh my god, it's so good.
I just
Where's the CBD?
Do me a favor. Make sure I don't get just make sure I don't get a piece with the strawberry top on it.
Strawberry on it.
Okay, the CBD is mixed in with the sugar, the hot buttered rum sugar that's soaked into the cake.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
I almost
there's
wish it was
CBD.
mango to go with the rum, though.
Ooh, yum. That
There's
sounds
the
good.
book right there in the kitchen with the CBD recipe guru. You can get it on Amazon. Of course, check it out right there for sure. So, a quick question for you, and also chiming in on Instagram, Chef Dave is chiming in. A distillate glaze would be fun with that as well.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Don't
Kick it up a notch, Daddy. Oh wow.
So listen, 2 questions, and then I'm sure this guy's got a question for you too, and then I'll jump onto the Chippendales thing because I'm really interested about that. Has there been any studies, and you seem like a person I could ask this question to, and this is a legit question, Stacy, okay?
Okay.
Have there been any studies with CBD and sex? Like, has it been able to like help people or have play any kind of role in that?
Well,
By the way, just so you know, I asked NASA the other week about sex in space, just so you know.
Okay, thank you for that. No, really and truly, there are lots of studies with CBD and sex. As a matter of fact, some of the doctors that I follow on LinkedIn, they write all of these papers on it. I mean, there's so much stuff about that. CBD has been used, for even a lubricant.
Okay.
And it's also for females and for men, but it's been used as a lubricant. And it's also used to help relax because with regards to stress, like Dr. Carroll says, the reason that CBD helps you with stress so much is that your muscles are tense and your muscles pinch the nerves, and the nerves make you really stressed out.
Yeah.
So if you take the CBD, then it helps relax your muscles, and it helps everything flow a lot better and happen a lot easier because your muscles aren't tensed up, they're relaxed, and the blood flow is going good, if you know what I mean.
All right.
So
let's go to our sex expert here on the show.
Oh, okay.
Dan, CBD and sexual uses. Does that sound about right to you?
Absolutely, 100%. You're going to feel everything better. It's going to make the experience better. The pleasure molecules in your brain is just going to be going. It's all out. It's all out good thing.
Yeah, man.
It's a definite 100% with me. Let's go with it.
Stacey, if you want to have Dan do a promo for your book, he is the best. We'll give you his email. Reach out to him. He is the best promo
Stacy
guy.
Rae, CBD Recipe Guru. Check her out on cbdrecipeguru.com. She got all the recipes on there. She has some videos on there. It's a good time.
There it is.
Thank you. Yeah.
Anthony's chiming in on Instagram. Weed and sex is great. I highly recommend. I mean, but what's not great with sex? I mean, what's not great with weed? I mean, I don't think you're really like fucking changing the world there. Let's talk about this Jeffy, do you have anything before I move on to the Chippendales thing?
I was just saying there's lots of things that aren't good with sex.
Like what? Sharks.
Yeah. Guns. I don't know.
Sharks might be good though. Like if you're in like a pool. First of all,
what?
What is he talking about?
I don't want to be like heights.
What kind of shark?
Like heights and sex. No, not good to me. I'd cry.
Like a nurse shark. Count me in.
Nurse shark. Yep. Let's go. Not a bull shark. Not a bull shark.
Like we talking about hiking? Like Rob was just at in the desert.
What? Yeah, like up in the sky, like high up in the air. Yeah, sand. Terrible. Everyone thinks beach.
Why are you rolling in the
beach
sand?
is so.
There's rocks.
Beach.
Wow,
No,
go for a
beach.
rock.
A rock. I got a bad back.
A rock on the beach.
Rocks.
Dude, Dan's like, listen, you get a crowd around you. You find a nice rock.
Whatever happens, happens.
Sorry, Stacy. This is family conversation. You jump
No,
in the middle.
hey, I feel like I'm family now. Okay.
You are.
Hey, you're in. You're in.
Yay!
Let's talk about this Chippendales thing. So
Segue.
I want to excuse my naiveness when it comes to this. I have been playing Survivor Man in the deep forests of Arizona with my family, so I didn't get a chance to research it, which is very unlike me, but that's why I'm kind of admitting it. And these boys will tell you I'm a homework doer. Like, it's annoying how much I do homework.
I love that.
Tell me about the Chippendales thing, and are Chippendales still a thing?
I think they are. You just don't see them that much. But this was a long time ago. Okay. So here's
what year? Give me a time frame, a year frame. What are we talking about here?
2000. It was 20 some years ago. I wrote this book. And
don't ever do that again. Don't ever give me a time reference again. Like, that's not good. That was a terrible. Okay. I just realized how old I was. That's all.
Well, I mean, yeah, me too, right? But I was working in a barbershop, and
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What were you doing in the barbershop?
I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I was pampering. I was a personal pamper for men.
Didn't we have one of them on the show too before, Jeff?
No, this is the first personal pamperer we've ever had.
All right.
Yeah.
We haven't even got into your aphrodisiac.
What was that word?
I don't know. She's a magic.
Let her do Chippendale thing. Oh my God, you did so good with that whole scientific bullshit a little while ago, and then that just happened.
I know. No, he's trying. No, you get it.
Look, here's what happened. Stacy, we have video of Jeffy's brain going into the vocabulary for that one.
Big bucks, no whammies, stop!
Stop it,
Oh, wow.
That was Jeffy's brain going to his vocabulary.
Oh, Jeffy. He's trying. But no.
So Chippendales, tell me about it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm working in the barbershop, and I'm a personal pamper for guys. Prior to that, I had already manufactured my Mexican food, been a personal chef, done catering, all this other stuff. And so I'm in the barbershop, and this guy says to me, "Oh, hey, you know what? I'm the exclusive licensing agent for the Chippendales for the whole world. Nobody can do anything unless they come through me. I give them the right to use the name." And I said, "Oh, really?" And he says, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, so then let me write a Chippendale cookbook. Let me write a food and sex cookbook." Like that. And he's like, he didn't know anything about me other than I worked in a barbershop. And he goes, he goes,
personal pamper.
I was a personal, I know. And so he goes, "What do you know about food?" I had just done my whole Mexican manufacturing whole bit and everything. And I said, "Well, I know a couple things about food." And he says, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah." And he says, "Well, okay, then do me a favor, like write a sample, since you think food and sex go together. I mean, like, who the hell doesn't think food and sex don't go together? I'm sorry. Like, it's a total natural, right?" Mm-hmm. So I said, "It's a natural thing, food and sex. Come on, romance, a whole bit." So he goes, "Okay, well, you're right. The Chippendales did all this research, and they found out that women like fantasies and everything. So he said, so write a recipe with a fantasy, and then give it to me, and I'll show it to them and see if they like it, and we'll go from there." So I go, okay. So I'm thinking, and I had just been to the Renaissance Festival, so I had this really cool gauzy dress, right? I'm such a girl. I'm such a girly girl. So we had this long, so I start writing this fantasy, and I go, "Oh, wow, you're the wench and he's the pirate, and you're wearing your gauzy, off-the-shoulder wench outfit with your lace-up corset that practically offers your bosoms to your pirate." And I know, right? Because I just got a divorce, right? So I'm like totally unglued.
It's a great way to make friends. You're going to offer your bosoms to a pirate.
I know, right? I mean, so I go, and I just said, you tell your pirate, you make some oysters for your pirate, and you tell your pirate whoever finds the pearl in their oyster gets their sexual wish for the night. And then I wrote, "The rest of the night it's oysters, rock your fella." And so I wrote, I'm telling my mom this, right? My mother was a wackadoodle. And my mom was just like out there completely. So I said, "Mom, I'm thinking about, what do you think about this fantasy I wrote?" And she goes, "Well, you have to put in there while you shiver his timber."
Whoa, okay.
My mother. And I go, "Mother, what are you talking?" She goes, "No, put it in.
You can't yell at her. You're the one that read it to her. You can't yell at her.
I know. So she's like,
Timber, put it in.
I put it in. Really so I'm telling you. And so I give it to this guy, and he gives it to the Chippendales, and I get a book contract.
Nice. Okay.
I get a book contract, and it was so massive that
Wait, the book contract was.
The book, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
The book contract was so massive that my publisher was in Philadelphia. Actually, it was Running Press was my publisher.
Okay.
And they had a sister division in London. I went to England multiple times because I had to, right? And I had to work with their people and the PR and the whole bit and the publisher. And then I had to learn all about English language because I don't speak English, I speak American. And then I had to learn about, English food to the point where I had to make a whole glossary in my book about American, UK foods and languages.
And you're right. There's
totally different
terminology there.
Totally
same
different.
things, but different terminology.
Totally, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then I had to do an imperial and British conversion chart in metric.
For
so I had to
instance,
do
arugula, rocket. That's
well, zucchini,
courgette,
aubergine, right, all these different things. So like you don't have, so it was just such an education, you guys. So anyhow, so I wrote this. Huh? Pardon me?
I'm just mumbling. Jolly old England. It's
oh.
By the way, while we got a break here, just to chime in on Instagram, just so everyone knows what's going on. Anthony chimes in and says, "Is personal pamper a legal term? Can they say that?" And also, Chef Dave is still mad they picked Patrick Swayze over Chris Farley, the Chippendales, that is. And I couldn't agree more. I agree with that completely.
I totally, oh my God.
Chippendales here. This looks like me and Dan at the gym, which is amazing.
There you go. Well, you guys, I'm really and truly, nobody believed it was me. I have to show you this picture because nobody
Can you give us heads up if there's naked pictures coming up? Okay, cool.
No, that's just me because.
What is that hat you're wearing?
Oh, it was back in the glam. You had this. I went to a glamour shot. Yeah, they did all this shit. So yeah, but no.
Shit.
Bring
back the glamour shot.
I know, right? So you guys, my book is probably the only cookbook in the world that has no pictures of food, and it only has pictures of semi-naked guys eating my food. Like, there might be a carrot in here.
Massive.
Sex size, sex lips.
That's the only picture of the food, some carrots.
Of course it is.
Yeah, so I have all these pictures. Let me show you these guys.
Too.
I did want to show you this while you find that, Stacy. If you want to use Jeffy's picture when he was doing the pictures for the cookbook too, they didn't get used. It did come through, but here was his picture they had.
Jeffy, I want to see it. Ah!
Hey,
Jeffy,
don't laugh.
Jeffy, no.
I don't know if it was the same. But
those are gourmet. Those are gourmet carrots.
Yeah,
these guys.
These are guys. I know. And I got to. This is a really cool part of it. Okay, so at the beginning, I have. I've got erotic. Okay, I've got erotic eating. See, I've got this little icon up here, erotic eating, and then I have aphrodisiac food, sexual sense, and erotic eating. So
wait, you wrote all this stuff. Did you try it? Did you test it? Is it real?
God, yes. Oh, I did so much research on this. I did a lot of research.
You did? Okay.
I did a lot Yeah, I was divorced.
Yeah.
I was divorced, right?
Hey, yeah.
Said that many times. Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I know. Big up.
Thank you.
I love that.
And so but I seriously did on aphrodisiac foods. I seriously did a lot of research, and I did. And I also. I learned a lot. Probably the most important thing is if you believe something is an aphrodisiac and going to put you in a romantic mood, it probably will. Because the biggest sex organ on our bodies is between our ears. So our brain tells us these things, and our body then makes it happen. So that's what happens. That's the main takeaway.
But a very blanket statement. I don't know if that's totally true, but
there's a lot more truth to that. It's like the power of suggestion.
Hey,
there really is.
A ruler, though. I'm just saying. Like I don't know.
Oh,
all right.
Oh, that one. Okay.
But you said it. Me, that one. You're the one who said it.
I know it is. But there, I learned too. There was a Taste and Smell Institute in Chicago, and they did all these studies on sexual sense for men and for women. So there were arousing scents that were different for men and different for women. So they actually literally measured the blood flow in the genitals of men and women. And so certain foods took the blood flow away and certain foods brought the blood flow back. So for example, let's see, for women it was baby talc powder.
That's just disturbing for everybody.
Well, I mean that's just one, and then licorice, black licorice was that for women that helped. That was a sexual scent. Yeah,
it's a sexual scent.
Like
a
fennel?
sexual scent, and so is cucumber. Cucumber is a sexual scent for
Black
scent.
licorice and cucumber.
Listen, guys,
Yes!
it was like the early 2000s here, so they hadn't quite discovered a lot of other things yet.
Well, okay, that's probably okay. There might be some truth to that. Now, for men, one of their, you want to know what the men's sexual scents are?
They were like, it was like 2000, right? They're like, how about some sun-dried tomatoes?
Actually, barbecue was not a sexual scent. Barbecue made the blood flow go away.
Really?
Yeah, but the sexual scent for men
upside down.
it was pumpkin pie. The smell of pumpkin pie. The seasoning like clove and yeah, all those seasoning. Yeah, and the smell of pumpkin pie is a sexual scent for men. The smell of lavender is also a sexual scent for men, and cinnamon buns and vanilla. Strawberries.
Stacey, this is not helpful. You're giving us all the scents for the wrong people here. Like,
well,
like you said, here's like for the women. Women they like a little bit of licorice. They like
baby talcum powder. Yeah,
talcum powder.
Yeah.
For men, you lay like 9 things. I don't know if maybe you're reading the room wrong here.
I'm sorry. Men were just more responsive that way. You know, I mean, they just
because
were.
if you're gonna talk about a man's penis. He has to pay so much more attention. Oh yeah, that definitely.
Every spice works.
Yeah, every spice.
Cinnamon again.
Yeah, more cinnamon. Yeah.
Smell this, and now if I do this, does this feel better? And you're like, yes,
right.
Yeah, it feels good.
Now smell this.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
Wait, hold on. Go back to the other one. Do it again.
Was that tripe? Yeah, tripe does it for me too. That sounds delicious. I love that.
But you guys, so that's how I got my book. That's how I got my contract. And my book was just
for you. That's awesome.
It was. Thank you so much. I sold almost 40,000 copies.
That's amazing.
And it like my. I mean, I know, right? My first book, and so I went to England. I had sold out book signings in London, in Soho, and in Amsterdam, and in in Edinburgh. So,
how many of these Chippendales did you see naked?
I can't tell you.
A lady never tells.
This is how she tested this stuff.
High or low?
Actually, I was talking to a girlfriend today about this because I told him I'm getting ready to talk about my Chippendale book, and I haven't talked about it in so long. And I realized something so bizarre, and I can't remember the circumstances, but one of the Chippendales at some point, and the name of this book is In the Kitchen with the Chippendales, more than 70 romantic recipes to tempt, tease, and tantalize.
Right.
And I have all these little sexual fantasies. I wrote all these stories with it. There's tons of stuff.
Get ready to shiver me timbers.
Penthouse with recipes.
And I was telling my girlfriend about this, and she goes, well, what about the Chippendales? And I said, oh my God, I just remembered, and I don't know how it happened, but one of the Chippendales came over to my house. I don't even know. I don't remember, but he was in my kitchen. No, I don't remember. And he was in my kitchen, and all of a sudden, his hand was on the wall or something. And I looked at him and I said, "Oh my God, I'm in the kitchen with a Chippendale." I was literally in my kitchen with a Chippendale, you know. So he was clothed
for a while.
I mean,
he was close.
Listen, at some point in time, you're writing these recipes, you're getting excited, you're having these stories go down, you're writing this great book about the Chippendales. We got to test these recipes out, and then at some point in time, you had to be let down. You're like, oh, really?
Gosh,
did you ever make this sound? Did you ever make this sound and go, oh, because that's not what any man ever wants to hear.
Yeah, but I tried to be quiet.
You don't want to be like, oh. The worst thing is they say, oh, it's cute. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that. Just saying. Because I'd be like, eat some more oysters, and maybe it'll help. I don't know.
Yeah, eat more oysters. No,
this is really fun. This is a really fun. So, give us a recipe. Give us your favorite recipe from the book before we get you out of here.
From which book? The Chippendale or the?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it'd have to be Oysters Rockefeller. I mean, that was my one. But
there's a story, right? On each recipe, there's a story.
Yeah, each recipe has. Well, I mean, most of them have really great stories. And I have all different categories. So, like, I have appetizers. I mean, it was full of puns. You know, the whole thing was full of puns. And I did appetizer. I have spring roll in the hay, and of course, it's all about roll in the hay. I have topless tapas, which is a ham and potato croquette. I've got let's see, Adam and Edom in the Garden of Eden.
Okay.
Baby cakes, lemon. It's crab cakes with lemon mustard sauce. Put Out the Fire, Man. So I've got, I know, Gotcha Focaccia. So harem hummus. So I've got all kinds of. Then I've got salads. Let Us Love. All kinds of.
You say hair in the hummus?
Harem.
Oh! I was like, yo, that doesn't sound good.
Oh yeah, I've got
a customer complaint.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I've had that come back.
I've got South of Her Border. If you think you can't afford her.
All right, do me a favor. Read a few sentences of that story for us. Or just read a few sentences for us.
Oh God. Okay. On South of Her Border, if you think you can't afford her.
And by the way, Chef Dave is chiming on Instagram. He goes, "Yeah, I don't remember how a Chippendale got into my house last time either." That's what I'm saying.
I hate it when that happened. Okay. All right. So, for this night, I can't believe I wrote this. You're a high-priced courtesan, and your man will pay dearly for your pleasures. You're sultry, sexy, and expensive. Soft red lights enhance the mood. You look like $1 million, and you just might charge him that. You show him your list of services and you can perform. Then you dicker him over the prices.
I'm sorry, what was that word?
Dicker him?
What does that mean?
You dicker him over the prices.
I don't think you can say that anymore.
Nope, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you realize
that. You just got canceled. The book just got canceled.
Yeah, I don't know if you realize there's actually a language in here that they speak. All right, finish up. So
well, I mean, it's out of print, so hey, whatever.
Well, we're dickering. Tell us more about
it. Let's bring it back.
Okay, here it is. Okay, this could prove a profitable night for you both, and for you in addition to being loads of pleasure. So that was one of my
nicely done. Loads of pleasure.
Loads of it was I have oh my cod. And
I'm sorry. What?
I have oh my cod.
That's like sex food.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, we're tonight, baby, don't worry. You're gonna come to my house. We're gonna have a glass of wine, and then I'm gonna make you some cod.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys aren't you guys from the Hamptons? I mean, isn't there? Okay, well, okay, you're soaking up the last bit of the late afternoon rays on the sandy Cape Cod beach. You must have dozed off because when you sit up and look around, once this bustling beach is now completely deserted. You gaze at the ocean, still groggy from your nap, when a stranger arises from the surf. This incredibly sexy man walks towards you, and you shake your head to make sure you're not dreaming. You're not. You've heard there are many fishes in the sea, but oh my God, this fish is for you.
Hey!
Bring that back.
I know, isn't that fun? So I think we should do. Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's got all kinds of funny puns. Like I got all this press from. I was Entertainment Weekly Book of the Week. I was in News of the World, which is the biggest publication in all of Europe. Oh my God, I had a 2-page spread.
Are we talking puns or no?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. This was like, okay. Here's my 2-page spread for. This was the London News of the World, and they featured all these recipes in there. Oh my God, they did such a great job.
That's amazing. Good for you.
It got incredible crazy. Thank you very much. It got
what a fun life you've had, Stacy. What a fun life, huh?
It really has been fun, and I really wish I could do more of it because can't you just see, Chef Plum? Can't you see like maybe doing a Magic Mike with Salma Hayek, like a cookbook like that? Doesn't that sound like an African?
I don't think you want to know where my head's been going. It just that doesn't need to be there.
I mean, but anyhow, it would be so much fun to do.
It sounds like amazing. Again. I think you should totally work on that and reach out to some people and figure it out. Because what a great idea to do. These books, Dan, you got some pictures of these books you can put up. You got to check out our friend Stacy Rae.
You're so sweet.
Book, right there in the kitchen with the Chippendales, not available anymore. You can find it on eBay or something maybe, but more importantly, CBD recipe guru right there, available on Amazon. Really fun. Make sure you gotta go check this book out. And of course, this Chippendales, we gotta find this cookbook somewhere. I'm telling you right now, Stacy. Not only do you know where Dead Body is, I have a feeling there's pictures of you nude with Chippendales somewhere, eating oysters or something.
Polaroid. Nowhere. No. I mean, I wish, but I'll tell you what. After that was kind of a letdown because how can you compete after all of that? But so there wasn't, like I was telling Jeff earlier, I had a hard time. There wasn't a lot of call for aphrodisiologists, So, it was kind of hard to get another.
That was the word I was trying to say earlier.
Aphrodisiacs are what's in my book. And those are foods that enhance romantic.
Got it.
So I'm an aphrodisiologist, right? Really cool. So if you know anybody that would love to have an aphrodisiologist, or maybe we could do an aphrodisiology cooking show, that would be so fun.
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm going to introduce you to Yair. We're going to bring you into the poly universe.
God, look at
you could be the poly chef for sex parties. You just come in with the aphrodisiology, and you can be like, I made. Oh my God! With a little Spanish fly sauce.
Chef
Dave is chiming in on Instagram. He goes, "Fuck yeah, I want to hang out with Stacy."
Tell him thank you. That was very sweet.
Oh, you just did. Dave's a big guy too. Be careful, Dave. We don't need to hurt people.
Yeah, he's also in the Midwest too. Be careful. He's in Michigan.
Hey, I was gonna say one other thing. Since I couldn't leverage the the Chippendale kind of thing again, with a friend of mine, I wrote, because my brain was all about aphrodisiacs and all stuff. Sure. I wrote 3, of course, and I'm also all about food. I wrote 3 scripts with my friend. I kind of created it and he helped me write it. And it's called Recipes for Romance. And they're 3 30-minute television rom-com scripts. It's like Sex in the City, but with food, and it's so naughty. And it's like, it's instead of having the girls on the East Coast that are really rich and they buy all the fancy clothes, like it's going to be Midwestern girls who go to thrift shops and go to Target. And what I do is I prescribe a recipe for romance for people who have love life problems. And so I did with
gotta love that.
I know. I'm telling you what, if anybody...
What's it called? Sex what?
No, it's called Recipes for Romance.
I just saw the top of your paper there. It says sex something.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I wanted to show you. This is my friend Bob, who is my co-partner with this. We did a film.
Bob's creepy as fuck. You know that.
He is not. Okay, so this is one of my recipes. This was my first episode we did. Is called Meatless in Seattle.
It doesn't sound fun.
And so and the recipe is sexed up scallops. And so I had aphrodisiac quotient. And so basically,
you have a sliding scale, like where
you get so many points based on if it's got aphrodisiac foods, erotic eating. This is like my book. And so I have this recipe with the girls eating the sexed up scallops, which by the way, it's very good.
It's like a bad porn where they just show up in the kitchen. I'm like, Chef Dan is in there with his shirt off. Oh, hey ladies, didn't know you were coming. I just so happen to be making scallops. Why don't you come on over here and fix my cable while I finish these scallops?
Never happened that way. I'm always shirtless in my kitchen too.
Hey, I love it. This is another episode. This was called Cocky Cannolis. So,
of course it is.
I know, right? It's just so naughty. But anyhow,
by the way, it doesn't fit in the cannoli shell. Just throwing it out there.
So if Darren Starr from Sex and the City is listening, I hope he gives me a call, because this is like 10 times better than Sex and the City ever was, because it's got
Stacey,
food.
as a person who's a 6-time Emmy nominee, I'm telling you, don't waste your time with TV. It's a waste of time right now.
Yeah,
okay. It's a waste of time. Nobody gives a shit.
Well,
about
then whatever.
Digital.
There you go.
You gotta find a rich freak that wants to just back us to make it.
If you took what you've done so far and you reached out to Trojan or someone like that to sponsor this, right?
Wow.
Tell them what you want to do. Reach out to a lube company. Be fucking open-minded about it. Reach out to a sex toy company.
What about
Tell them what you want to do.
Reach out to like Grindr, or reach out to like what are those like?
I would go more straightforward, like But reach out to them. Tell them what you want to do. They'll fund you, and you can make it a YouTube series, and they'll put it on their channels, and you'll get millions of views, way more than you ever would on TV.
Branded content.
Wow! Thank you for that.
That's what I would do for you.
Yeah, I mean, because we've got the script ready.
I won't even send you an invoice for that. I'm just telling you this because, our show, Restaurant Road Trip, is we completely do it ourselves. We have nobody backing us up. We have 6 Emmy nominations for it. So I'm just telling you, that's
congratulations.
How you do it. That's the way the world changes now. The world is different now. I mean,
I know.
Food Network tops out at 113,000 viewers now. 5 years ago, they were at 2.5 million. It's nothing. Nobody watches television anymore. It's all on this.
Digital.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I gotta say, I loved your answer earlier too, because that's like what we do, DIY. And your answer when he was like, "Why did you write a cookbook?" and you said, "Because I can." and you did it, and you did it. Like you didn't just say like I can and then you bullshitted about it. You did it, and you wrote it, and it was big, and then you wrote another one, and I just think that's awesome. You know,
thank you very much. Really cool. Thank you, and thank you for asking that question, Chef Plum. Thank you very much for asking.
Professional broadcaster.
You know, I love it. Thank you.
Dan, you got anything less for Stacy before we get out of here? It's very late as it is. I know she's in Missouri right now, so it's not quite as late as it is here. But
yeah, I had such a great time, you guys.
No,
thank you so much.
We're fun.
You're amazing.
We do.
You are fun. You guys are really fun.
Listen, we're gonna make you our CBD and sex expert, so we can reach out to you again.
Thank you. I love it.
Absolutely. I'll have you send a recipe. I'll have you do like the CBD intermezzo and some of my weed dinners. Next time I do big weed dinners, we can do intercourses of CBD to keep people from freaking
love that.
out.
You know, one other thing.
Intercourses.
That's awesome. I love you, Jeff. That's awesome that you said that. I love that.
Nobody likes him. Stop saying that.
No, I'm sorry. I like him.
No, we're gonna timestamp that, Dan. Would you just timestamp that? I'll probably get on the thing and make a little video.
Yeah, and Jeff, I was gonna say one other thing. I was gonna say one other thing real quick. Like I have another recipe. Like I use it. It's my brand, but I have a recipe for kissable lips.
Right, don't overdo it, Stacey. You're doing well.
Hey, but I mean that could be a cool thing, possibly, Jeff, on maybe your dinners. Like if you're gonna have something with some sexy or romantic, you do a little recipe for kissable lips and sugar scrub. CBD.
I love all that kind of stuff. I love all that kind of stuff, and I also would love to talk to you about the aphrodisiology because I think that's very cool.
Okay, I'm there.
Idea. I like making food to make people feel sexy. I think that's what it's all about.
But don't forget, you eat with your eyes and you smell and it tastes good. Your whole body, it's a sensual thing. So people don't take enough time to do all that, and I love it when people do. So that's part of the reason I wrote that after my book, because people just they take romance for granted. They don't put their energy into their loved ones, and like you need to nurture your loved ones and yourself, and there you go.
Let's just love everything about everybody. Let's do that.
I love it. I want to. Yeah.
Just love it all. I love everybody.
Yeah, man.
CBD oil lubricant. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna make you some codfish and some CBD oil lubricant. I cannot wait. What a sexy night that's gonna be.
Oh my
god. Yo.
I'm gonna get a little bow tie and some suspenders.
Yeah, man.
I'm just gonna show up at some random author's kitchen and be like, "Hey, what's up?" Apparently they don't get
I'm gonna use that with my client, right?
Stacy, you were awesome. We appreciate the hell out of you. Thanks for taking the time to join us here on the program.
Thank you, guys.
Feel free. We'll shoot a message to you. We're gonna make you our CBD and CBD sexpert aphrodisiacologist.
Yay! Thank you.
Oh yeah,
shaman.
I will accept graciously. Thank you.
You are awesome. We appreciate the hell out of you. Dan, anything final before we get out of here?
No, absolutely nothing. You were great. Loved it. So much information.
Thank you, Dan.
So many.
Stacey, you are the best. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you on down the road. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Sounds good.
The brand new Plum Love Foods Live sexologist, aphrodisiacologist, CBD expert. You're a very, very cool human being, Stacy Rae. Thank you, Stacy.
You guys are too. I love you guys. My new family.
She was fun, a lot of fun. Love talking to her. That went really well.
A lot of energy, right? She's pumped up, and she knows so much stuff.
It was great. It was fantastic. Love chatting with her. Love talking to her about all those things. Are incredible because I think CBD has a lot of great medicinal properties, and people should really dig into it and look into it and do a lot of amazing things. And so can sex. All those things are great. So I think they're all very, very healthy to do.
I love this. I love both.
All good for the brain.
Yeah, very, very good for the brain. Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, that book has. The Chippendales book has I just want to read it because it's gonna have so many puns that I just wouldn't get enough of.
That's what I mean. I'm like, you don't think "Oh My God" is coming out this summer for my client? They're gonna be like, "What do we have?" And I'm gonna be like, "Oh my God, tacos!" What'd you say? Oh my God! It's oh my God, tacos. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
But cod is not like a sexy food.
It can be. Let me make it for you.
I guess on what you do with it, but I just don't picture myself going, "Hey, babe, guess what tonight is? It's cod night."
Smack that bad boy on the table.
What they call it, cod piece. Sometimes when you wear like a cod piece around like the midsection there, and then like, so I'm wearing my cod piece. So you know it's oh my cod night. Come on over here.
What's the cod piece? I've never
it's like a what? hammock situation.
You mean like a banana hammock?
Similar, but it's made out of metal.
What?
Dan, this is what you could be producing.
I should be looking this up. My bad. You're absolutely.
I want to point out our guest who was
What's wrong with you,
show.
Dan? How come you're not looking up codpiece?
Jesse, I want
for
to point
us?
out because I'm bringing Stacy
Yeah,
back.
got it.
She's sitting in the green room right now. She's nodding at me, going, she knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know what a codpiece is.
See?
Yeah, man. Yeah, but it's
What's that?
It's, well, it covers your genitals.
Thank
It's
you.
like a
It's
nice
metal?
little.
It's coming.
Well, I guess they
Chain
used to
mail?
make them in different things. You know, back in the
Oh, it's like
olden days,
armor.
like
It's like an armor thing.
armor or leather, or But it's like it's a
Or
male
cock.
G-string. Yeah, it's
That's
like a
like-
male G-string, sort of. There you go.
There you
Whoa.
go.
Yeah.
That's a nice codpiece.
Yeah, that's a
nice one.
codpiece.
That's a nice
Yeah, man.
codpiece.
Yeah.
Nice codpiece. I like that. Okay.
Mike Stobbs chiming in on Facebook. He says loincloth. No, a little bit different.
Yeah, right. Oh my
Thank you.
God.
See? I don't think you want that.
I mean, that's
want
actually a little
hook
embarrassing.
like
I think
that
you're going to wear a
war,
codpiece, though.
right?
If you're going to wear something covering it up, you might as well make it a little bit bigger. Just,
Right.
That's how you
What are
rock it.
those?
This
And
is
the
some respect.
pantaloons? Those are
First of all, the
nice.
pantaloons, the codpiece. How did we
That's
get
a
here?
hot look.
What
I
if-
want to bring that back.
Stacey, how did we get here?
Well, because you were
This is your
talking
fault.
down about cod, and Jeff was trying to say, well, yes, it's sexy. I want to tell you what, you can make anything sexy. All right, like
That's not
you
always
can
true.
sex it up. Yes, you can. I can make peanut butter sexy,
You should
especially if I
chicken
put my
fingers.
finger in it.
What
So
just happened there?
yeah, I mean,
Let's
you can
go.
do peanut butter. Yeah, so there's a whole different way you can
All right,
communicate.
I got
and
one
make
for you. You
sexy.
ready? How about a
Oh,
kid's
no.
lunchable?
A kid's lunchable? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, because you know why? Because you eat it with
Don't
your
do it, Stacey.
fingers.
It's
You
okay,
eat it with
it's
your
weird.
fingers. It's
That's
you
all
know,
right, Stacey. You're making
yeah.
it weird. We love
We're gonna
Stacey.
make it
Finger
weirder.
food, finger food. You know, finger
Jesus, thank you,
food.
Stacey. You're the best. It's just keeps getting worse and worse.
See?
Oh my god! And Anthony's chiming in on Instagram. He says, "Peanut butter is sexy, damn it." And the Vagabond Chef, who is
Peanut butter
remarkably
sexy,
still
damn it.
alive. Shout out to Vagabond Chef for still being alive. We thought he was dead.
Dude,
We
we love Vagabond.
Vagabond.
Our brother.
Yeah, so I don't know what he's talking about. He's like to see you try. Maybe that's something to do with Lunchable. Listen, big shout out to Stacy Rae. We like her. She's the best. Can't wait to have her back on the program again. Make sure you check out
Absolutely.
her
She's
books.
a lot of fun.
The CBD Recipe Guru. This book is available on Amazon. Go check it out right now.
Yeah.
Get this book. It's a lot of fun. Great CBD recipes in there. Some out of the box thinking on some of those recipes too. We're excited to have that.
Yeah, she has a website. She does all sorts of stuff going on there.
There it is right there. Jeffy, I think Dan has an In the Streets with Chef Dan for us. Is that right? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Is it about whiskey? That probably isn't. Is my guess.
Not about whiskey. No,
Let's see here. What's wrong? I thought it would be about whiskey. There was a whiskey event.
I just loved. Yeah, no, it was perfect callback. I love that. It was like right to the beginning of the show.
It was a whiskey event. Here we go. We got In the Streets with Dan the Spice Man. So we got a stinger for that. Here it is.
Finding the voice of the common man in these streets with Dan the Spice Man.
What up, what up? Chef Dan the Spice Man here at the New England Tattoo Expo at Mohegan Sun. I just got a fire tattoo from my
That's the same
girl
place they had the
Z.
whiskey event.
She hooked it up out of New Bedford, Massachusetts. Z, yo, tell them you got the killer pie, demonic pie. Tell them where the inspiration for this pie came from.
I don't really know, to be honest. I just like weird shit, and I like people who let me do my weird shit. So this guy is the motherfucking best.
Weird shit. That's my middle name.
Yes.
Weird shit. So you've been doing this for 2 years, right?
Yep.
Would you say this is your favorite piece of every piece you've ever done in your entire life?
Well, similar
you can
to
lie to me.
Similar to how we were talking during our appointment, I would say that like every piece that I do, there's something that I really like about it. So right now, because this is the one I just did, is my favorite piece. But you know, we're always improving, always working. I'm excited to do the next one. I want to add more to this.
Nice. More pies, more vegetables, some fruits, some sandwiches. Yo, sky's the limit.
That crazy pepper. I want to do that
Crazy
crazy pepper for you. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be sick.
It's a good time. Hey,
Yeah.
I love working with you. I mean, she's a vegan. I mean, but it's for health reasons, which we as chefs we
Yes.
accept, we understand. we are very understanding of that situation. What's your favorite vegan food that you've had, or what's something that you really enjoy eating? What's your go-to? Like, I need to eat this. I'm gonna go for it. I love it.
I love like hot pot or like a really big bowl of veggie pho. Like I am just all about it. Anything like just like all in one pot, one dish. I love that.
Awesome.
I'm also super easy to please. As long as it's vegan, I'll pretty much eat it. I try to be really low maintenance when I go out. So.
Well, love to hear that. Love to hear that. Hey, it was a great time sitting with you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate
your
you.
Time. We'll be back. We'll be in touch for sure.
Guys, all right, let's get it.
Okay, Dan, that woman was scared to death of you. She was scared to death of you.
She was awesome. Baby, beautiful girl. She was so sweet.
She was because she didn't want you to kill her and call our new friend Stacy and bury the body. She was scared to fucking death of you. Chiming in on Instagram, our friend the Vagabond Chef says that tattoo is dope as fuck. And Chef Dave is chiming in. Dan, weird shit. Whatever that other last name is you have.
The meter. That's my middle name.
That one.
My other middle name.
There you go. Dan, you have a tattoo. Can you show us the tattoo, or is it healing tube? Does it still look pretty good?
Yeah.
That's
a
pretty
demonic
cool.
pie.
That is pretty cool.
It was a flash. She just had it there. And I told her to have fun with it. I told her to have my way with me, or have her way with me, and it was great.
That's what makes it weird when you say shit like that to people you just meet. You can't. That's just it doesn't
She just
work.
giggled. It was fine. My wife was there.
And even weirder because your wife's the same way as you are. Your wife's like, I'll tie her up, Dan. Don't worry.
Yeah, she thought she was cute too.
Yeah. Turn the camera.
No, I know. I literally woke up at 3 a.m. Like 2 days later, was like, fuck. I should have turned the camera.
I've been changing camera views all night. It's like 48 hours.
The camera turn.
I have the stick. It's in my gym bag. I forgot to bring it with me.
Let me find out you're making better gym videos, Dan. Let me find out you're producing better gym videos for TikTok or some bullshit, and not your in your streets videos.
My in the gym with Chef Dan the Spice Man.
Chef Mike, I'm sorry, Mike Stein from Ergo Chef Knives chiming in on Facebook says she liked your biceps. No, Mike, the Electric Factory, incorrect. She was afraid Dan was going to abduct her. If you watch her face the whole time, let me show you what I'm talking about. Just look at her face when Dan puts the camera on.
What up? What up? Chef Dan the Spice Man here at the New England Tattoo
I'll
Expo
smile, I
at
promise.
Vegan Sun. Is
it called Munchausen disease or something? Munchausen syndrome? Is that what they call it?
She's like blinking and shit. She's like,
Get
me
that was Morse
here.
code for help me. If you watch with me, that was Morse
There's
code.
somebody
for
that
help
wasn't
me.
paying attention on the other side of you that wasn't coming to save her fast enough. And she's
that's
like,
crazy. All right, this show's going too damn long. We gotta get this on the way.
Yeah, no, we should.
Listen, definitely
officially flaming.
Hey, we appreciate you guys joining us, man. I had a lot of fun talking tonight. Shout out to our friend Stacy Rae, the rest of the CBD recipe guru. She is amazing. Had a good time talking to her. Learned a lot. Learned a lot, Jeffy.
Original hippie.
I want to start a new segment here on the program tonight, if you don't mind.
Please.
Called "What Did We Learn?"
What
and
did
we're
we
each
learn?
gonna say what we learned tonight. Something that we learned tonight. Just one thing that we learned tonight. You down with that?
Yeah.
I'd like to go first.
Please.
Give you guys a chance to think about it.
Please.
I learned tonight on this program that apparently codfish can be sexy. I learned that. That's what I learned. Codfish can be sexy. And it's not weird if there's a half-naked man who calls himself a Chippendale in your kitchen. You do not have to tell people what happened after that. I learned that.
That was two things.
Well, it's like one con. You know, maybe you make the codfish, then the Chippendale shows up. I don't know.
No,
It's
but then you
almost like-
shrink the things that we're thinking about now. Now it's harder for us because you'd be saying too many things.
Sorry, there's just a lot of like.
See how you do
innuendos
that?
I can't help. Sorry. All right, Jeffy, you're next. What'd you learn? Smart guy. I'm Aphrodisiologist. Aphrodisiologist.
All right. First of all, I learned how to say Aphrodisiologist. No,
Nope,
I didn't.
you sure didn't
All
learn
right,
that.
so I didn't
You
learn
learned
that. Back up. Let's go back to what I did learn. And what I learned is that Stacy Rae has done more jobs than I have, and she's better at all of them than I am, and which is amazing because I always, I give myself high praise, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I loved hearing all the different things and all the stories, and then the fact that she's so DIY. I love seeing people who are DIY and get after it, and just see how hard work pays off. You can just it's like fucking what we always say to everybody. It's like I love meeting people in the world that are just out there doing it. It's cool.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Jeffy, for sure. I couldn't agree more.
It's my jam.
Sit right there.
Dan, what do you got before we get us out of here?
For me, I'm doing a THC dinner for 420 on Saturday with some family and friends. And I did not know about the exact temperature that you shouldn't bring it over, which is 326 degrees. Was that it, Jeff?
I don't remember. 310, I thought.
310? All right. So I know I got to keep it at a lower temperature when I'm heating up. I got some
it degrades at that temperature. It doesn't if you're going to cook it for a long period of time, you don't want it to cook it for a long period of time.
Yeah, so it degrades. So I'm make sure I cook this. So I make whatever I make. I have to make sure I'm working on making a sauce. I think I'm going to do like a buffalo sauce with some can of butter.
Yeah. And if you have a what would you learn? What did you learn? You want to throw it up on the chat or in Instagram chat? We'll read it out loud right now. I've got 2 of them right here. Chef Dave tonight learned that Dan's workout videos have some of the most amazing production he's ever seen yet. So how about that? And
that makes me feel good.
Anthony's chiming in. He learned that a politically correct term to use in massage parlors now is personal pamperer. So there we go. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Couldn't agree more, right?
Excuse me. That's what it is.
There it is.
The more you know.
Big shout out to our new friend Stacy Rae for joining us on the program. Make sure you check out her books on Amazon. For Chef Dan, for Chef Jeffy, my name is Chef Plum. We will see between the 4 of us. Let's count the Emmy nominations. Let's see. I have 6. You guys got 1 last year for being part of the show, or 2? Was it 1?
1.
And then this year you got 2.
Yep, so 3. So 6.
So
12.
3,
12.
The only culinary podcast with 12 Emmy nominations.
We're giving Texas for it.
Right? That's amazing. For that, I'm having Stacy make me codfish. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Codfish.
I'm going to find out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're going to figure that out.
Fried? Beer battered?
Yes, and we have a new promo picture for the show. Here we go. That's our new promo pic for the show.
Dude, I'm going to do some faceovers for sure.
Why is Ian Ziering in the middle of that?
I was just going to say that.
Ian
Ziering?
What's his name, Jeff?
Is that the Sharknado guy?
Yeah, he's living the life.
Why is he in that picture? I have no idea.
Because he was in Sharknado, dude. That guy's a fucking champion, man.
I guess so.
He's done tons to the pantry a few times, by the way. Before.
Has he really? All right, listen.
Yep. Oh, I'm sure.
For Chef Jeff, for Chef Dan, my name is Chef Plum. Friends, remember, food is one of the most important things we have in life. Everything important in life revolves around food. Make sure you check out our new friend, Stacy Rae. She is awesome. And guys, we'll see you guys next week right here on Plum Love Food Live. Peace.
From the tower of power, too sweet to be sour, I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
Thank you for listening to Plum Love Foods Live. See you next week, good brothers and sisters.
Do you think I'm crazy?